Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, jury trial for accused Pathways killer. Anthony Williams, the attorney representing murder accused Andre Ruddock, was a pleased man on Friday after having made a successful application for his client to be tried by a jury as opposed to a judge alone. Ruddock was charged with murder in relation to the October 21, 2021 killing of 39-year-old Tanika Gardner in what has been described as a sacrificial ritual at the Pathways International Kingdom Ministries in St. James. He was allegedly acting under the instructions of now-deceased pastor of the church, Kevin Smith. A man who was identified as Michael Brown was also found dead at the church when cops arrived. The Crown decided that they were not going to oppose my application, and so the matter will proceed as a trial by jury. The case is set for February 13, 2025. My application was for the matter to be changed from judge alone to judge and a jury. The prosecution initially objected because they didn't want the matter to go far, but I told my client that he is charged for a very serious offense and that he stands a better chance with a jury and not a judge alone, Williams told the news on Friday. When he goes back to court on the 13th, they will set the direction as to the trial date and witnesses, etc., Williams added. Ruddock reportedly confessed to the killing on a previous occasion. He and Smith were both arrested, but as Smith was being transported to Kingston to be charged, the motor vehicle transporting him crashed. Smith and the police constable, Orlando Irons, died in the crash. Two other cops who were in the vehicle transporting Smith testified in court that prior to the crash, Smith issued a warning to them that he was going to die in St. Catherine, where he was born. The cops reported that Smith was the one who caused the crash by grabbing onto the shoulder of the policeman who was driving the vehicle. Judge demands DNA certificate in Mobe murder case. High Court Justice Judith Pusey has ordered that a DNA certificate in the case against the murder accused Toussaint Dada Lewis must be ready for his appearance before the St. James Circuit Court on May 14. Lewis, who is represented by attorney at law Charles Sinclair, is before the court on several charges stemming from the 2020 murder of Renoir Anderson. He is charged in the case alongside Andre Little Zolos Reed with the murder, illegal possession of firearm, and wounding with intent. Lewis was ordered remanded when he appeared in court on Thursday. During the case's brief mention, the court was told that several documents, including the DNA certificate, were outstanding from the prosecution's case file. It was disclosed that there is currently an issue regarding the identification of Lewis as the defendant in the matter. The revelation did not sit well with Pusey, who pointed out that the matter is at least 3 years old and that Lewis, who has a separate criminal charge for which he is before the court by himself, has not been granted bail since he was taken into custody. This is a matter from 2021 and the DNA would help with the identification. I am going to beg you to deal with this because the time has flown and the bird has gone out of the coop. Samples are to be taken in relation to both matters for which Lewis is charged, Pusey told the court officer before setting the May-mentioned dates. Pusey also issued a bench warrant for Reed, who is currently on bail but was absent from Thursday's sitting without explanation. She stayed the warrant's execution until May 14 after attorney Sinclair outlined Reed's previous good attendance record at the court. Lewis and Reed were arrested and charged following the death of Anderson on September 11, 2020. According to reports, Anderson was watching a friend's roadside vending stall in Catherine Hall, St. James, when he was approached and shot in the head and upper body. The attackers then made their escape in a waiting Nissan motor car. A team of police officers who were on patrol in the area gave chase, and the gunmen crashed their vehicle. A gun battle ensued, during which Lewis and Reed were shot and injured. Two other men who were in their vehicle made good their escape. It was also reported at the time that Lewis and Reed had only recently been released from detention under a state of emergency in place at the time. Spanish Town curfew extended. A curfew imposed in sections of the St. Catherine North Police Division has been extended for 48 hours. The area affected are Ellerslie Pen and the Toss Meadows Spanish Town. The boundaries are as follows. North from the roundabout, travel along the Spanish Town bypass to the Williams Street intersection and the Spanish Town bypass. South from the intersection of French Street and Williams Street to the intersection of Oxford Road and the Spanish Town bypass. East from the intersection of Williams Street and the Spanish Town bypass to the intersection of Williams Street and the French Street. West from the Oxford Road and the Spanish Town bypass intersection to the roundabout. During the hours of the curfew, persons are required to remain indoors unless otherwise authorized by the person in charge of enforcing the curfew. 48-hour curfew imposed in St. Andrew North Division. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of the Whitehall Avenue and the Manningshill Road community, Kingston 8. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Friday, January 24, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Sunday. The boundaries of the curfew are north from the intersection of Wayne Drive and the Plum Lane to the intersection of Sherlock Drive and the Manningshill Road, about 809 meters. East along Mannings Hill Road from the intersections of Sherlock Drive to the intersection of Lawrence Avenue and the Mannings Hill Road, about 470.28 meters. South along Lawrence Avenue from the intersection of Mannings Hill Road to the intersection of Watson Drive and the Cadet Drive, about 888 meters. West from the intersection of Watson Drive and the Cadet Drive to the intersection of Wayne Drive and the Plum Lane, about 537 meters. During the hours of the curfew, individuals within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain indoors unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Partner of slain reputed gang leader accuses police of taking his valuable items. The common-law wife of Othniel Laban, also known as the Tick Man, who was killed in St. Andrew Wednesday night, is accusing some members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force of removing valuable items from the house where Mr. Laban resided. Mr. Laban, who the police say was the leader of the One Order gang, lived in Ellerslie Gardens in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. His common-law wife says several items, including appliances and the jewelry, were removed from the house after Mr. Laban's killing.
They went to the house this morning, forced entry to go into the house because the house was locked up. After making forced entry, them a thief stuff from out of the house again. I come out with into a pillowcase. Somebody alarmed me and I went and I say, officer, what's the problem? I go into the house and look what missing. And I say, why not keep on and come at the premises every minute come steal the stuff? Who is me? So I say, I'm Oatmeal Laban girlfriend. And the stuff I want to take, I have receipts for it. I bought them. I better make sure I have a wara receipt for everything and down to the two dogs them in the arm and I get back nothing because remember the man done dead and gone already. So them have some stuff with the game into the pillowcase and leave with it. PlayStation 5, they went in the house already and stole the two consoles. Right now I have 21 pair of shoes, that is 1 foot. Them take 1 foot off each, and until this day I have the 21 feet that them leaving at the house now. Not even me can answer it. You take 1 foot of each pair of shoes and leave the next foot. The water pump, have a water pump in the yard, them cut the cord. The Wi-Fi box, them cut the Wi-Fi box. They stole jewelry at that time, them stole perfume, them stole the two controller. Plus, I have two dogs in the yard. When I enter the premises after them leave, them lock up my two dogs them in the oven and put a block behind it. Mr. Laban have some valuable jewelries that him always have on. Him never take them off. And when I went to identify the body on the scene last night, the jewelries were gone. When I went to the hospital and I said to the doctor, he did not came with any jewelry, they said no. And me know it's thief the jewelry because it's not the first them do it. Them been coming to the house and taking up stuff. because true, we never normally report it. We just make them take the things them and them leave.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.